In private practice, I had many parents who were really desperate about how best to help their children who were struggling at school. At Elson, we wanted to create a centre where all the disciplines were working together under one roof, that there was constant communication between us, and that the child was the focus. The child is the centre, and we are all trying to partner with the parents, trying to solve whatever learning barrier, whatever problem there is, where faster learners can be accelerated and challenged, and your more slow learner can be accommodated at their pace, so that the child is able to learn at his optimum.
What we saw in our expectations in Elson was that we wanted a caring environment. We wanted an environment that was using all the latest technologies, that was cutting edge in terms of what it was doing in the remedial world. And I think that Elson has very much met that.
A lot of what we found was missing at the larger, more institutionalized schools simply was found in abundance at Elson.
It's got a private mentality. It doesn't have a feel of being an institution, which lots of remedial schools can.
The individualization of the care that the teacher's been able to provide has certainly made us as parents feel that we are part and parcel of our child's education, which is something that I've always believed in.
Also, I think the fact that there's a team that are managing your child's issues, and there's good contact with that team in terms of case management, it allows you to be the parent and not to be the therapist. I think when they're all having therapies all over town, you needing to be the person who conveys what the speech therapist is saying to the occupational therapist, you must probably do a poor job of sending the message between, and sometimes you start to feel like the child's therapist rather than just being his mom or his dad and just loving him and spending good time with him. So I think the holistic approach is the only way to go.
Jeanettes House Creek, doing so far?
Well, he has settled down nicely, but I am noticing that he's really struggling with concentration and he really battles with handwriting.
I do notice that he has been slouching a bit on his work and leaning on his hands while he works. A solution for that would be maybe to get a slanted desk for him to work on, or letting him lie on the mat where his elbows can support him while he's working during the lessons.
At Elson, everybody has a part to play. We're all stakeholders in the child's education. We want in the parents to simply be parents. The professionals, the teachers, the therapists, we are the experts. We have the experience in dealing with children with learning barriers and special needs.
Okay, listen. Egg, cup. What did you hear first?
We're leading this process, and we're just wanting the parents to hop on board and come with us.
You've learned this word VFR. Can you remember what it stands for?
I think some of the benefits are that it's a small environment, so he's very much an individual, and I think all the learning methodologies are focused around what his issues are. I think that they work incredibly on the children's levels of self-esteem. They feel accepted. I think they have quite a lot of fun in terms of how they learn.
When a child is failing at school, it's often that the school is failing the child. It's not the child failing the school. And at Elson, we have focused our educational ethos on that child and how that child learns.
Okay, then quickly bring your cup here. Quickly bring your cup up.
The softness and yet the assertiveness and the confidence of the teaching staff made a profound difference to how Dylan perceived his education. For the first time in many years, he in fact came to school willingly and happy to be here. And he would come home from school saying, you know, how was school, Dylan? And suddenly the words were, it was grand, you know, it went well. Whereas prior to this, it was always, it was fine, it was okay. Don't want to talk about it. We've got a different space here. And I think is the backbone of what we've experienced has been this intense feeling of care.
He's learning to find his place in the world, which might have been harder for him in a mainstream school.